one of the games he was saying, maybe after Notre Dame, he said something to the extent of, this team's got to get older, and I think he meant in terms of not only leadership but performance by your upperclassmen. Obviously, PJ was great tonight, but your three old guys, John and the two juniors, really when you had to have it tonight, they just went out and won the game for you.
Yeah, I thought Basil Smotherman was good in the first half and really gave us some good energy. Obviously, PJ gave us good energy the whole game. But those three guys, Octius and Rayfield Davis and Hammonds were really good. And we got off to a rough start, but I thought we defended well. And it kept us in the game, and it kept us in striking distance, and got a little momentum going into halftime. And then we had a good start to the second half, and that was key for us.
Yeah, the first 17 minutes of the game and the final 23 were very different.
Mm-hmm.
Just was it simply defense, or because your offense really loosened up too? What was the difference?
Well, I think we just had to make some baskets. I thought PJ gave us a spark there at the end. He got that steal. He got another steal when he poked the ball from behind, and that was big. AJ makes the jump hook there at the end of the half. So I just think the difference was, just having some confidence after making some plays. And defensively, I thought we were good all night. I thought Ravonte Rice, about half of his field goals were just really tough shots. And he's a really good player. He's a talented player.
You just mentioned the steal by PJ, the one under the basket. It seemed like it really energized the arena, gave your team a huge lift. Just that one play, how significant do you think it was?
Well, I thought it shocked people more than anything. For him to steal the ball and then to score over him, kind of in the same movement. It was just something that got us going a little bit, and that's what you have to have. You have to have somebody step up and make a couple plays to try to get a little bit of momentum. And in a low-scoring game, back-to-back field goals, is huge.
Rebounding early on, they were taking it to you even more than they did at Illinois, although I know you guys were missing a lot of shots, obviously, early on, so they contributed to that. But you come out ahead on rebounding. It seemed like as the game changed, you guys were taking control there, too. Just, I guess, how much of a factor do you see that was in AJ's role in that?
Right. Well, I thought in the second half we were really good on the glass. They got the better of us in the first half, and AJ obviously, did some really good things, even though Nana got 5 offensive rebounds. But that was huge in that 10-minute stretch where we almost held them scoreless through that stretch. Was that we weren't allowing any second chance opportunities.
How badly did you need this one, just in terms of NCAA and all those kind of things?
Obviously, we both needed it,
yeah. And
that's what makes it difficult. Obviously, I think we have an advantage over Illinois because we're playing at home, just like they have an advantage when we play at their place. And you're going to have to play really well to be able to beat anybody in our league, on the road. So it's just one more win, versus a quality team, and we can't have enough of those when you're sitting there and you're really close.
You mentioned some of the young guys who kind of factored into this game. Vince, to start the second half, really made some good passes. It seemed like really made some good plays offensively. How much did that mean to the start you got off to?
Well, his only basket was, the first play of the second half, and he knocked out that 15-footer against the zone, and we had a tough time getting it into the high post, and once we did, we got some good looks. We just didn't knock him down in the first half, and then Vince, he made that shot in the second half, and he found John along the baseline a couple times, and that really got us going. And I thought we really could have taken off because Vince had a couple really good threes on the perimeter in rhythm that just didn't go down for him.
Matt, so here, can you elaborate a little bit more on PJ? He hasn't played much in the last couple games,
right?
And then what sparked you to use him more, and just the way he responded to that.
Well, he gives you another ball handler, and really just his attitude's been great. He hasn't played, and he's kept a good attitude, and just kind of waiting on his turn. And I've kind of flip-flopped him and Bryson throughout the year to where they never really got into a rhythm, and we've played them both on kind of the personnel who we're playing against. And after watching us play Illinois the first time, I thought he did some really good things in the half court. He had a driving layup. He had a good look off a three. He did some good things, for us. And the way they play and the way they defend, you got to have good movement. And PJ does a good job of passing the basketball and finding people and moving the ball. And I just thought he would help us a lot in those areas. And then he gives us a spark defensively. which was huge for us.
On the tournament, I mean, 20 wins, 12 in the Big Ten. I mean, do you think those are numbers that should get you in?
Well, you got to compare it versus people. You got to sit down and have all of the information. And a lot of what we take is from people who talk, on television. And they say, yeah, they should be in, and they got 83 teams in. That's not quite the way the tournament works. I think we have a lot of quality wins. And anytime you're on the bubble, you're going to have some positives and have some negatives. And so, and we have both, like any other team on the bubble. We have to keep winning. That's what we can control. We can control how we play. We can't control if someone's going to select us or not select us. If you watch us, do you think that we're an NCAA tournament team? Well, sure we are, but Illinois is too. Indiana is too. But we're all kind of right in there. It's kind of how you're playing right now, and you got to. All three of us still have opportunities to win, and that's what we need to do. Not sit around and speculate. That's your guys' job. You guys speculate. We can coach and play, and but it is fun. It's a lot. It's a lot more fun to be in this position than we were last year. And so to be able to get third in this league and tie, your goal is to win the league. But when you got last year, it's a much better feeling.
Rayfield had 17 of his 18 in the second half, and obviously he started hitting some threes there, and that's been not necessarily an every game presence for him, but just the fact that he's developed that part of his game this year. How crucial was that to the season you guys have had?
Well, I think he's taken his open ones instead of forcing things. When he gets his feet set and he takes his time. If you look on his scouting report, it says driver. It says he can go left, he can go right. He's a driver. Don't just give him a three, but you'd rather have him shoot a three than anything else. So he's keeping people honest now with his ability to knock down some perimeter shots. He's got a good pull-up game. He doesn't go to it a lot. I thought tonight he went to it a couple times, knocked one of them down. He's got to continue to drive the basketball for us, but also look at his pull-up game. And then when they're going to leave him open, step up and knock those threes down.
I think we talked a while back about the value of shot clock killing shots. When you make a shot at the end of a shot clock, what that means to the defense. You made 3 of them in the second half. What kind of toll could that have possibly taken on Illinois when they were down pretty sizable margin?
Well, when you're on the road and you play good defense, then someone makes a play at the end of a shot clock. It bothers you, because you've done everything in your power, and you've had a good possession, and all of a sudden somebody makes a shot, possibly that you want. I think that's the tough one. When you say, hey, we'll take this. Like with their bigs, I'd rather have their bigs shooting perimeter shots than their guards. I mean, look at their guards, look how talented they are, look how big. So anytime our bigs always say, hey, do you want them to, you want them to shoot them? I say, well, I don't want you just to let them shoot it, but I'd rather have their bigs shooting it than Ravonte Rice, or their bigs shoot it than Malcolm Hill. And so people have to say that about, some of our guys that don't either shoot a lot of threes or shoot a good percentage. Ray actually doesn't shoot very many, but he's got a pretty good percentage now. But they'd rather give that up than A.J. Hammond's posting up.